Hello folks, and welcome to SnowRunner. So SnowRunner is the much anticipated second game coming from the start of it was MudRunner. Okay, if that makes sense. It made sense in my head just for a second and then I lost it. So if you have seen MudRunner or you've played MudRunner, well, this is the newest game. It's called SnowRunner. And for those of you that have been watching me play this game on my channel, you will notice something different. You will notice that I am back at the beginning. Well, there's a reason for it. For those of you that have not seen the other videos, my other playthrough, I was at level 14 in my driver ratings. And if you look right next to where my gamer tag is, right in the middle of the screen, you will see a badge there, and it says that I'm level 1. Well, I was at level 14. I had actually cleared most of the Michigan maps. There's 4 maps in all. And I was only lacking a couple of different contracts to complete and a couple of tasks to complete, and I would have finished it and moved on to Alaska. But halfway through that playthrough, I did something that I am not proud of. So I watched a YouTube video and it talked about the money glitch for this game. And it's the glitch where you can go and leave a vehicle and recover and then go back to the main menu, and you go back in and the vehicle is still where you left it, and you have that vehicle duplicated in your garage. You can do that as many times as you want, and you can sell the duplicate vehicles and you can get a bunch of money out of it. And I thought, wow, cool, I'm gonna try that. Well, ever since I tried it, I have felt guilty about it. And it's bothered me because that's not how I want to play video games. I don't want to use cheats. And I normally do not use cheats at all. So, as I said, it's been bothering me because you don't need to cheat at this game. You don't need the extra money. Everything you need is in the game. There are built-in things that you can do to earn extra money, to buy extra vehicles. And as I said, I felt guilty about it, and it bothered me because that's not the way I play games. So I made a decision that I was going to ditch that playthrough, because once you get the money, there's no way to give it back. I mean, you've got it. And I didn't like that, so I decided I was just going to restart. Also, I really wasn't happy with the videos. I had approximately 30 videos. Most of them were on YouTube, and I wasn't happy in how I did the videos. I can do better. So I decided, you know, it's time for just a fresh start. Play the game as it was intended. I'm not going to jump around maps. I'm not going to go get vehicles from other maps and bring them back to this map. I'm not going to go get upgrades and stuff like that and bring them back here. I'm not going to do the season pass yet. I will do the season pass, but I'm not going to do it until after I have... Whoa, there's some damage. Until after I have completed all of Michigan. And then I will get the season pass, because there's a lot of extra content in the season pass. But the season pass also gives you a couple of overpowered vehicles. And it makes the game easier. I don't want easier. I want fun. I want hard. I want something I gotta work at. Which is one of the things that bothered me about doing that cheat. And I have seen cheats in other games, and I've even tried cheats in other games, and I've never had one actually work, because by the time I see them, the game's been out for a while, and the developers have fixed whatever the problem is, and you can't do it. And I thought I would just try this one. I really didn't think it would work, but it actually did. And before I knew it, I had a vehicle that was worth $140,000, and I had 4 of them. Sold them off, and I had all this buku money. And honestly, I didn't enjoy it. It bothered me so bad, because that's not how I want to play. And Steel River Township, Old Bridge. And so I decided I'm just going to start all over again, and I'm going to play it like it's supposed to be played. I am going to, let's get rid of that. I'm going to play one map at a time. I'm going to complete that map, and I'm going to stay on that map unless the game wants me to go to another map to do a mission or something. So there are some missions I will have to go to the next map to do in order to open up the missions that I still have left in this one. If that makes sense. Hopefully it does. So while I'm doing this, I decided that I was going to do a little bit of tutorial stuff to help people out if they're just starting a game. And it's to... forgot to unlock something. It's to help you get over some of the bumps and the humps that I had, because there's not a lot of explanation with the game. There are tutorials, and I do have my tutorials turned off, because after a while seeing the same tutorials over and over and over and over again kind of gets a little bit of annoying. So I've got them turned off, but I will talk about some of the stuff as we go on. Also, about halfway through the series, so I want to park this over here because there's a mission here I want to open up. As soon as I do, now right now I'm on the first mission. So the first mission, when you first start the game, you start way down here, you drive the pickup, you come over here, and you open up a watchtower here. And then that lets you know there's a vehicle over here, which I have that vehicle. And with that, you've got to come over here and you've got to build a bridge so you can find your garage. Otherwise, you can't get across the river. And I have already went over to in order to build the bridge, you have to have a steel, which I got from here. And you have to have 2 woods. So the wood you get over here at the lumber mill. There happens to be a trailer here with 2 woods on it, so here's where I picked up my second vehicle. So I just drove it over here, hooked up to the trailer, came over here, picked up the steel, and that's where you see me down here. So in order to open up this mission, and it took me a while to figure this out. Let's go back to get in our GMC. So in order to get this mission opened up, you have to hit your menu and go over to the Steel River Township, and you click on the bridge construction, and then you've got an activate button down there, so it's right on your D-pad. So once you activate it, then it should be tracking. And let's go back into it again, and it will tell you what you need. So you need 1 metal plank and 2 wooden planks to build this bridge. So I have those on here, and now you see a white box there because I've accepted the mission. So my delivery point will be a white box, and once I get into that white box, which I'm in it now, but I'm gonna back out of it. So once you get to it, you'll get a little thing coming up and it says cargo management. You just hit your X and you hit A to unload. Now you have to do this in order. You can't bring the wood over here first, you have to bring the metal first. And then once the metal is put in, then I just unload the wood that's in the trailer. And with that, it should open up a bunch of more missions, and I hit A to accept. I've got 350 points for my driver rating and $2,100. So that's what I start out with the game. Whoop, wrong button. So that should give me my next mission, which is get to the garage. So the maps are cloaked, for a better word. And in order to open up the dark areas of the map, you have to hit all these watchtowers. But before I hit the watchtowers, I've got to go to my garage and open up my garage. And we are right here. So we're just going to follow this road down and head for the garage. This game is an awesome game, and that's another reason I didn't want to cheapen the experience by doing little cheats. You will also see things like this. So there are signs all around. My garage is to the right, the gas station is to the left. And as I said, I've played this. I cleared this map, I did everything there was to it, and I know I cannot get to the gas station because power lines have fallen across it. And that's a mission I have to do. So about halfway through the other playthrough, or the first half of the other playthrough, I was showing everything, every little detail. I was driving around, picking up loads, and then running missions and delivering them. And the videos were an hour long, but most of it was just driving to go pick up a load, or driving to this place to start a mission. And in the second half of the videos, what I started doing was I would set the missions up off screen and have a couple of trucks sitting in key areas ready to pick up a load and then go do a mission. So I cut out a lot of driving, and those few people that actually watched my videos, the majority of them said that they liked watching the videos when I did that, as opposed to doing all the driving, going to places and from places. So I wanted to start the series over again and actually do the videos like that. So you'll notice you didn't see the pickup truck driving over to pick up this truck and this truck picking up the load. And that's because there are a lot of videos out there that show the first part of this game. And I am going to focus on the missions in this game. And as I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear a map as much as I can before I move on to the next map. Because I watch videos, I watch YouTubers and people on Twitch playing the game. And they are all over this world. So a lot of them are already in, there are 3 regions here. And we're getting ready to see one of the regions. I'm going to go ahead and get off there. Go ahead and detach my trailer. And before I do that, I have an upgrade. So these little icons mean upgrades. So these are free things that you can do to the vehicle. So I now have an engageable all-wheel drive unit that I can put on a vehicle, and it's not for this truck. So there's an A to say OK, or you hit X to show the truck list. So this is for the... It's for the Fleet Star. I don't know why it says that it is not available for this truck. So I got to the garage. That was another contract completed. So 2 more, or 200 more, and $850 more. So I accept that, and then I have my X button to move into the garage. Now there's a tutorial that you have to do. It won't let you out of the garage until you do the tutorial. We can take a look over here, and so this is where we can do all of our upgrades. And as you can see, most of them are locked, and you can't get them until certain things. So like this upgrade for this truck to get it higher so it will perform better, I have to explore Michigan and find that upgrade. And that's what it was, because I'm so used to driving the Fleet Star. This is the GMC. So the upgrade that we picked up is for the Fleet Star, which is a truck outside, and it's a free truck we can get. But before I go out and get it, I have to do a tutorial. Excuse me. And it's basically, it shows me, if I go down here and I hit leave the garage, it's going to tell me I have to travel to the Alaska region. It won't let me leave the garage until I do that. So in order to do that, and it took me a long time to figure this out. Let's get rid of that X. Because I had that up there, that box up there, and it kept telling me to retain the truck. Well, I never saw retain anywhere, and I couldn't figure out what to do. But once you get rid of that box, you can look down at the menu down at the bottom, and you have an X button that does retain. So all you do is retain the vehicle, and what it does, it puts it in a storage. So when I go from map to map, it will bring all of the vehicles in my storage with me, so they'll be available on the new map. Also, if I decide I want to sell a vehicle, I have to first retain it and put it in this, and then you see down there now on the bottom right hand corner, you've got a Y. I could sell this vehicle, and I will end up selling it later, but not right now. Okay, so we're going to get out of that. Once I've got it retained, then I hit my Y for my global map. Hit the right bumper, because I'm playing this on Xbox, not on computer. And get rid of that travel thing. And you see that we are now in Alaska. There are 4 maps in Alaska, and let's look at them. There's 4 maps in Michigan. The next map we'll go to is the Smithville Dam. From the Smithville Dam, you can go to Island Lake and to Drummond Island, or you can go back to Black River. It's totally up to you. Alaska has 4 maps, and Russia has 3 maps. There is new content coming out, and they're going to upgrade some things, and they're going to add new maps, new missions, and from what I understand, even new vehicles are going to be added to the game. So that's going to be pretty cool. So we've clicked over to Alaska, and I hit the X button to move into the garage. So we'll do the cutscene here while it loads up. And this is where the title comes from, SnowRunner. You will not see snow in Michigan. You will see a lot of snow in Alaska. So from here, I've already got my truck storage highlighted. So just hit A to select, and then hit A to deploy the truck. And then we have to leave the garage. And you can see on the right, there's a lot of tasks that are now available to me when I get back to Michigan. So the first time I did this, I tried to get back in the garage and it wouldn't let me go back to Michigan. And I finally figured it out. You've got to actually go outside of the garage and then go back in the garage. And then for this garage, go in the actual garage part, you have to go around this way. Okay, so to get back to my Michigan map, I'll hit X to retain the vehicle, Y for global maps, left on my bumper, go back to Black River, and I'll hit X to move to that garage. And like I said, I spent probably 20 minutes on that alone, trying to figure it out. So hopefully if you're your first time playing this game, or you're thinking about playing this game and you get it, this will help you out a little bit. There's nothing more aggravating than playing a game and it wants you to do something and you don't know how to do it. So my truck storage is highlighted. I just hit select and deploy, and my truck is back here. Now with your right and your left bumpers, you can actually go over to your slots. You can have 6 vehicles in here at a time. If you have 6 vehicles in here and you try to recover a truck into the garage, it's not going to let you because all the slots are full. So if you do have several vehicles and you want to keep some of your garage slots open, then you can always retain them. And then anytime you want to get them out, just go to an empty garage slot, truck storage, hit select, and then hit your B back, or hit select and hit A to deploy. Hit your B button and you've got your truck deployed. Let's go ahead, and I don't want to leave the garage yet, because something else you can do if you've got a vehicle outside your garage, you can go in your menu and use your left bumper to move over to your objects, and that lets you know everything you have outside the garage. So you can actually click on that stuff and, on the vehicles, and you can go right there. So my Chevy we left over in town. All I've got to do is click on it once. It shows me where it's at. Hit the A button again, and I'm inside my Chevy. And the reason I left this here is because there is a, get rid of that, task zone. You've got another task here. I'm going to hit the X and I'm going to go ahead and accept it. One of the mistakes I made in my other playthrough was I was not accepting the stuff as I found them. So this particular mission was the missing machinery mission, and you can tell that because right above that circle you have a little piece of paper there and it says missing machinery. Well, if you go, and over here you have one that says motel woes, that's another mission. If I go over and I look for my missing machinery in my tasks, That's way over here. And if I go over here thinking that I'm going to, on some of these, if I go over here and I say, you know, I'm going to start this task, I realize that I can't start the task until I send another vehicle over here to open the task up. So my suggestion to you is, as soon as you see these tasks, go ahead and open them up. It doesn't mean you have to do them, because if you look in the bottom left, it says start tracking. So if let's say I wanted to go ahead and do this mission, all I do is left on my D-pad, and up in the upper right hand corner it tells me what mission I'm on, and I can hit it again to get rid of that and go to a different mission. It also tells you what the rewards are, and it tells you what all you need. So for this particular mission, it will actually show me all of the things I need to pick up, and it will tell me to take it back to the factory. So we will do that mission later on. So my truck, if we go back to the map, you see that my truck's over here and my garage is way over here. So I can either drive all the way over there, or I can just go up on my D-pad and brings up another menu, and I can hit recover. Hit A, and it brings it right back in the garage. And since I had 5 slots open, I can put it in the garage. So the next thing I want to do is, I opened up another truck, and we see the Fleet Star, and that's the one that was at the garage that I passed. So I can click on that, click on it again, and as you see, it's got red on it, which means it is broken down. Bottom left hand corner shows that the tires are bad, the gas tank's bad, engine's bad, gearbox bad, and the next one over is suspension. All of it's bad. So this truck will not start, it won't go anywhere, it's pretty much toast. And the first time I played it, I brought another truck out here and I towed it over into the yellow so that I could put it in the garage. And what I didn't realize was all I had to do was come up here and hit recover. And it's in the garage, and it is fully repaired now. So the truck is ready to head out and start doing missions. But I don't want to do that yet because we had that upgrade. So go into my customization, and this tells me all the upgrades I can do. Some of them are locked, and some of them I need to find the upgrade. Some upgrades I have to have other things for, like tires. So if we go down here, tires, up there right in front of the truck you see 45-inch. Well, it says please install appropriate suspension. So before I can install these tires, I have to install a bigger suspension. Some other things like these, I have to reach level 6 before I can before it's unlocked for me. And right now I am at level 2. So you can look over at my gamer tag all the way to the right, and it shows Alien Pirate. Under it, it tells me how much money I have. And then you got the little panda there, and he is looking at a box and it says number 2. So right now that's my driver rating. That's my level. My rank is 2, and I need to get up to 6 before I can buy these tires. Right now it comes with stock tires. And stock tires are not very good. They're highway tires, and I'm going to be playing in the mud. So I want to get that upgraded as soon as I can. The more upgrades I do on it, the better the truck will handle. And then we have our chain tires, which you can't get till you reach level 12, and that will be for Alaska map. But all of these upgrades you can upgrade. Just depends on what level you are. And how much money you have and what upgrades you have found. So the upgrade we found right before we went in the garage was engageable all-wheel drive. And right now the truck comes standard with rear wheel drive, and that just isn't going to cut it. So we have that upgrade, and you see 1X. So that means I have that upgrade. It's free. It's not going to cost me a thing to put it on this truck. And I definitely want to put it on there. But now I've got this rear wheel drive, and I've got one of those. So what am I going to do with it? If you look down the bottom right, it says install or sell it. I'm never going to do rear wheel drive in this truck again, so I'm going to sell it. And I get $1,000. Now, if I do happen to go to rear wheel drive, it's only going to cost me $1,000 to put it back in. So I don't lose anything by going ahead and upgrading the truck. So let's see up here. The engine I want to go to is this one. I can only find it in Alaska, but this is a fairly good engine, and I will find this upgrade on this map. Same way with the gearbox. I'll find the off-road on this map, and I have to go to Alaska to get the high range. But the off-road one works very well on this truck on these maps. Suspension the same way. Tires. One other thing you want to look at on tires is if you look at the headlights and then look to the left, it says wheel performance. So you have on-road, these tires are excellent. Off-road, they're average. In the mud, they're poor. And I'm going to tell you, these maps have a lot of mud on them. So as you go down, when you're trying to decide whether I'm going to get the UHD 1s or the UHD 2s or the UHD 3s, look over there and see which ones are better. So some of the tires are not made the same. And I'll get down here to some that... Actually, we have to go to the pickup truck to do that. So right now I can't upgrade tires. But I am going to upgrade my frame add-ons. And these are the things you can put on the back of the truck to do particular missions. So for me, I like the crane on here because I like to load stuff myself most of the time. And I also like the sideboard trailer. That way I can haul stuff. The saddle high and the saddle low. Some trailers require the saddle high, some require the saddle low. I like pulling the flatbed trailers. You can't pull it very well with this truck because the rear end is so long and it binds everything up. So it ends up, you go over a little hill and it pulls the front end off the ground, so you can't steer. So you actually need a truck that has a shorter frame if you want to pull big long trailers. Oh, and I forgot to select it. So sideboard. Oh, I don't have enough money. And I can fix that here in just a minute. Something else I like to do is... Oh, I can't do it on this truck. And this is the stock exhaust, and I really don't like that, so I always get the heat shield. I think it looks better. You can also go in and change the color. So I've got a yellow crane, so with this truck I like having a yellow cab. But you have all kinds of different paints to choose from, including two-tones, which some of the trucks I like to run as two-tone. If I could change the color of the crane to red, then I'd probably run the red and black. But my OCD won't allow it, so I have to run yellow with it. So where's my pickup? There's my pickup. So we can also do customization to the truck, but I have to find these parts, and most of these parts I can find. And when I open up maps, it will show me where all of these are. But one that I do want to do, right now I'm running highway tires. And highway tires just really don't work very well. So I can get 31s. And as I was telling you, not all tires are created the same. The AS1s, AS2s, and the AS3s. If you look under wheel performance there, on-road is average, off-road is good, mud is average. The AS2s are average, average, and good. The AS3s are good, average, and average. Since I'm going to be doing a lot of going up mountains and going through mud, these are the ones I want. I want the best mud tires that I can get on the truck. So I'm going to go ahead and buy those. And I believe that's the only upgrade I can get right now other than the autonomous scout winch. And what it does, if you flip your truck, it doesn't need the engine to be started in order to flip you back. And I will get that later on. And also, once I reach level 5, I'm going to get this so I have the extra fuel. And the trunk repair supplies so I have some way of repairing the vehicle out in the field and I don't have to keep bringing it back. And I think I have enough for nope, it's still locked. I have to reach level 9 to unlock it. You can change your bumpers, and I want to go ahead and get this one because it protects the truck better than the stock bumper. And I'm going to sell that. And you can change your rims. You have 2 to choose from, and for me, I just like the stock one. Okay, so I need to get a bed for this truck so I can start running missions. So this is how I'm going to get it. Oh, and another thing. We're dark time now. I went through 2 rotations of darkness before I ever figured out how to turn the lights on. So the lights are the left bumper, and then you hit the B button, and that turns your lights on. After I figured it out, then the tutorial came up to tell me how to do that. Okay, so right now, let's back it up. There, that's the second trailer, and there's the third trailer. Okay, so I've got the 3 trailers. Now, I picked this trailer up, and I used it for the cargo. So, what I can do now is come over here, and I can attach the trailer. And I really hate these trailers because backing these up are a pain in the butt. It takes a lot of practice to get to where you can back these things up. And what I'm going to do so that I can buy the bed for my truck is I'm going to go over here to this box, and this box is a trailer store. And I'm going to go in here, I'm going to stop, I'm going to hit X. And these are all the trailers that I can buy and the prices of them. So right now I can't afford any of them. But if I go down to the trailer that I have here, I can sell it. So this trailer costs $3,400 to buy. If I sell it, I add $3,400 to my bank. My first playthrough, I was collecting trailers, and I had every trailer on the map inside this little garage area. Until I figured out that I don't need them. I can sell them, and then when I need them, I can buy them, use them, and sell them back for the same amount of money. So we'll go back into our garage, and now you see I have $4,050. So I will go up here to customization, go down here, and I should, nope, I'm still $900 short. Okay, so I'll leave the garage again. And there are trailers all over this map. So I can take all of these trailers that I find. Now some of them I will need for missions. Like those 2 trailers I'm going to need for missions. So I don't want to sell those trailers because I'm just going to have to buy them right back. But I know these little red trailers, they're all over the map. Pulled up too far. That's a problem with driving in automatic, which is why I like changing my gears, especially when I'm backing up to trailers instead of doing it in automatic, which you see that highlighted over there. You hit your left D-pad or your left bumper and then you use your right joystick, you can change it to manual gears. And I'll just reverse it, and then when I hit the left trigger, it stops it a lot better than it would if I was in automatic. Oop. But you got to watch it. Now, before it'll let me sell this trailer, I have cargo on it. So what I have to do is come down here and hit remove cargo. Now that will get rid of all the cargo, and I know where I can get all of the steel that I want for free. So once I've done that, then I go here and I just go down until I see sell, and I sell it. Hit B to close, and I should have enough money, and I'll just go ahead and recover it to put my bed on here. Now another way to do it is go ahead and start unlocking all of the watchtowers. So now I've got my truck set up and I can start running missions. The missions I want to start with first are with this truck. Oh, and something else. The handbrake, you see that on the right, and it's lighting up and unlighting. That is your right bumper. So with your right bumper, I'm hitting the gas now, and it's telling me I've got to release the handbrake before I can go anywhere. And for those of you that don't like driving at night, you can always go in your menu, in your menu, and up at the very top it says night. It's 0520. At 6 a.m. it starts getting light again. But if I wanted to go ahead and jump to 6, then I just hit my Y button and I can skip time. And these are set times. So if it doesn't matter if it's 1 in the morning, 2, 3, 4, if I hit the button, it'll go to 6 a.m. It could be 10 o'clock in the morning. If I hit the button, it goes to 1300. For those of you that don't know military time, that's 1 o'clock. I like running at night. The problem with it is where I do YouTube videos, it looks good on my screen. It looks good on Twitch, which I am recording to Twitch or streaming to Twitch, and then I take those videos and I edit them and I put them on YouTube. And on my computer they look good, but when I put them on YouTube, it gets really dark and it's hard to see. So unless I am recording a video, then I play night and day. So here is our next mission. We got all these blacked in areas, and I know there's a lot of upgrades in this area. So what I need to do is I need to go and start unlocking these watchtowers. As you unlock watchtowers, you get more missions. And you have the contests and you have the tasks that you have to complete. You also have contracts. And these are all of your contracts that you have to do. So Dyson Diesel has a few of them, and some of them you can't do until you do other contracts. So I can't do instruments of development because it's locked until I do I have to complete the power line mission, and I have to complete the lumber mill revival mission. And both of these are over on the island, Island Lake, which is a whole nother map, so I'm going to wait till last to do these. Down here it also shows all of the trailers on the map that you have seen, or that's within. Bring map back up. So you see the service trailer. If I go down here and I click on the service trailer, it shows me where the service trailer is. Sideboard trailer. I went past the sideboard trailer, but I didn't unlock it, and it's located here. Or the flatbed semi-trailer is located here. There are a lot more trailers on here, and as I open up the maps, you'll be able to see all the trailers. 90% of them are mine. I can do whatever I want to with them, and I pick them up and bring them over here and sell them until I need that particular trailer. Then you have your buildings, town storage. It shows you where that is, shows you where the lumber mill is, the trailer store, fuel station, and there's actually another fuel station up here, but I haven't been by it, so it's not unlocked. But when it gets unlocked, then you'll see the second fuel station, and it'll show you the watchtowers. Also, it will show you upgrades. So right now I have one unlocked upgrade that I have not gotten yet, and I will get it here in a little bit. But first I want to come over here to the watchtower. So I'm over here in my garage. I need to come out, and by hitting the right trigger, I'm putting down waypoints. These are areas that I'm going to follow, and it's like a GPS for the game. So I know I need to come over here, and I need to go up this hill, and I keep going, and I will find my watchtower there. So this also lets me know how far away it is, and I know if I'm getting closer. Unfortunately, it's all in metric system. I wish they would do it in Imperial or American. Your fuel is the same way. If you look down at the bottom left, you will see a gas pump, and it says I have 77 of 80 liters. Every time I recover to the garage, it repairs my vehicle for free and fills the tank up. Otherwise, I have to either go to a gas station or it's very slow in reverse. When I get better transmission, it gets a lot faster in reverse. But right now it's pretty much stock. When you go into a trailer store, it shows you only the trailers that you can get for that particular vehicle. So for this one, I can get a scout trailer which holds 2 different things, or I can get a fuel carrier and I can carry my own fuel with me, which I will do later on. Or I can get a scout trailer that only carries one thing, and I'm going to tell you now, this thing is so twitchy. If you try to go fast, it will pull you all over the road. Right now we want to go to the watchtower. So anytime you come out of your garage, you are in 2-wheel drive. If you've got an all-wheel drive vehicle, it's automatically in 2-wheel drive. So in order to correct that, it's hitting your left bumper, and then you hit the X button, and you see where it lit up over there. That tells me that I'm in 4-wheel drive now. When I get an engageable differential in the truck. Then I will have another black bar down there for the engageable differential. But I haven't unlocked that yet. I know where it's at because I've played the game for a while. And this thing is squirrely until you get it upgraded. Once you get it upgraded, it's a great little truck. I will find 2 more vehicles on this map. One is the International Scout, and the Scout's a good vehicle, but it's top heavy and very, very tippy. And then I will also find a Kodiak, which is a big truck. And it's okay, but it doesn't handle mud very well. But it has its purpose. And later on in these videos, we'll look at that purpose. So right now, I'm a little bit stuck, so I'm going to switch over to low gear. That doesn't help me. So what I can do is winch. Attach my winch, get rid of that. And then these are my winch points, and I can pick any winch point I want. So I'll go ahead and pick that one. And then to use the winch, you just hit the Y button. And then to release it is the B button. Oh, this truck is so bad when it's stock. I will tell you, this is an awesome game. The graphics are amazing. I have found very, very few glitches in the game. And there has already been an update, so a lot of those glitches have already been taken care of. Still a couple little buggy things, but it's nothing that would cause me to not want to play the game. Just little minor annoyances every now and then. And the rocks are all movable, so a lot of thought went into this game. You actually have to climb over rocks. The rocks move. The rocks can high center you. The little trees you can knock down. Like I said, the graphics are excellent. And this is our actually second watchtower that we've opened, and we get 50 more driver points. And then it'll let us know all the stuff that's within the area of that. Any upgrades, any missions. Just hit X to launch it. And you can see our garage down there. So I can open that back up. And we had 1 upgrade, now we have 2. So I can click on the upgrades to find out where they're at. And that's one of the first ones I want to get, because that is my engageable differential. And this one, I believe that one is for the Fleet Star, but it's over near our garage, so I will go get that here in a few minutes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up all these watchtowers, and in the next video you're going to see a much different map. So if you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't like it, leave a comment. Let me know why you didn't like it. Let me know if there's anything I can do to make the videos better. Excuse me. I am fairly new at this. This is only the second game I've put on my channel. And I started out doing it just for fun and to annoy my teenage daughter. But she is no longer annoyed, but I find that I'm having a little bit of fun doing this. And as long as I'm having fun, I'm going to keep doing it. but I am always open to suggestions on how to make it better. So if you have suggestions, leave them down in the comments, and I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, have a good one.